Where does the Prince Andrew scandal leave the British monarchy's credibility? Welcome back to Crown Chronicles, the home of royal revelations, untold truths, and captivating stories from inside the British monarchy. If you're fascinated by royal drama, history, and the secrets behind palace walls, then don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell, because today, we're diving deep into one of the biggest crises to ever shake the House of Windsor. So, let's get straight into it, because this isn't just a story about one man's downfall. This is about how Prince Andrew's scandal has left a lasting mark on the reputation of an institution that prides itself on dignity, duty, and moral authority. The Duke of York, once considered the Queen's favorite son, has fallen from grace in a way few could have imagined. His association with the late financier and convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein turned from uncomfortable gossip into a royal nightmare. It's the kind of scandal that doesn't just damage an individual's reputation, it shakes the very foundation of the monarchy's moral compass. At first, the palace tried to distance itself quietly. There were whispers, subtle removals of public duties, and an effort to keep the controversy at arm's length. But then came that interview, the infamous 2019 BBC Newsnight appearance that's been replayed, analyzed, and mocked across the world. Sitting before Emily Maitlis, Prince Andrew attempted to clear his name. Instead, he delivered one of the most disastrous interviews in royal history, from denying he'd ever met Virginia Giuffre, despite photographic evidence, to claiming he couldn't sweat due to an adrenaline overdose. The Duke's words turned into memes, headlines, and late-night comedy fodder. What was meant to restore his credibility became a moment of international humiliation. The public reaction was immediate and brutal. Within days, charities began cutting ties. Sponsors withdrew their support. And soon after, Buckingham Palace announced that Prince Andrew would step back from all royal duties for the foreseeable future. For the monarchy, this was more than a PR disaster. It was a credibility crisis. Because in the eyes of the public, it wasn't just about Andrew's choices, it was about how the institution handled them. Remember, this is the same monarchy that has long been associated with service, tradition, and moral restraint. Queen Elizabeth II spent 70 years building a legacy of duty and discretion. Yet now, the actions of her son threaten to unravel that image. For a family that's endured scandal after scandal, from Charles and Diana's tumultuous marriage to Harry and Meghan's explosive revelations, Andrew's case felt different. It wasn't just gossip or infidelity. It was about something far darker. Tied to allegations that touched on criminality and abuse of power, behind palace doors, tensions reportedly ran high. The late Queen was said to be heartbroken but protective, while Prince Charles and Prince William were said to be furious, not just over Andrew's behavior, but over the damage it could do to the monarchy's survival. The younger royals, who have worked hard to modernize the family's image, suddenly found themselves cleaning up yet another royal mess. And when King Charles ascended the throne after his mother's passing, one of his earliest decisions was to make clear that his brother would play no public role in his reign. Andrew was stripped of his honorary military titles and banned from using his Royal Highness in any official capacity. But here's where things get complicated, because despite his disgrace, Andrew has refused to fade quietly into the background. He still resides in the lavish royal lodge in Windsor, still insists on his innocence, and still believes he can one day return to public life. Insiders suggest that this stubbornness has caused major rifts within the family, with Prince William reportedly taking a firm stance that Andrew should never return to royal duties, and yet, in a family that values loyalty above all, Charles seems torn. He's the king now, but he's also a brother. While public opinion remains firmly against Andrew, Charles faces the impossible task of balancing royal image with familial love. Can he truly cast out his own brother, or will the monarchy quietly attempt to rehabilitate Andrew's image once the dust settles? That's the question haunting Buckingham Palace. Because no matter how much the firm wants to move forward, the shadow of this scandal lingers. Every appearance by the royal family is now seen through a different lens. The institution that once stood above politics, controversy, and criticism is now viewed with skepticism, and this credibility problem isn't confined to Andrew alone. It affects everyone connected to the monarchy. Prince William and Kate Middleton, often portrayed as the future of a modern, relatable monarchy, have had to navigate a landscape where public trust has eroded. Meanwhile, Prince Harry and Meghan's departure, coupled with their accusations of neglect and hypocrisy, only adds to the perception that the royal family is more fractured than ever. The public once viewed the monarchy as a symbol of stability, a constant in uncertain times. But as scandals continue to unfold, many are asking, what does the royal family really stand for today? Can it still claim to embody integrity and service, when one of its own faces such serious allegations? And the answer might depend on how they handle the next chapter. King Charles is determined to slim down the monarchy, focusing on a smaller group of working royals who can represent the crown with professionalism and purpose. But the ghost of Andrew's scandal remains. It's the story that refuses to disappear, the unspoken topic at every royal gathering, the stain on an otherwise carefully polished image. Even now, the public remains divided. Some believe Andrew deserves a chance to redeem himself, that after years of isolation, he's suffered enough. Others argue that forgiveness is one thing, but reinstating a man whose reputation is beyond repair would destroy the monarchy's already fragile credibility. In the court of public opinion, image is everything, and once lost, it's nearly impossible to regain. The monarchy's strength has always been its mystique, its ability to stay just beyond reach, above scandal and politics. But as the modern world demands transparency, accountability, and authenticity, that old playbook no longer works. So, where does this leave the British monarchy? Perhaps at a crossroads. On one side, a centuries-old institution struggling to adapt to modern values. On the other, a public that still loves the spectacle, the glamour, the tradition, the pageantry, but increasingly questions the moral authority behind it. Prince Andrew's scandal isn't just his downfall. It's a mirror reflecting the challenges the monarchy faces in the 21st century. Can it evolve and regain the trust of a skeptical generation, or will it crumble under the weight of its own contradictions? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, the world is watching. Thank you for joining us on Crown Chronicles. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the royal world, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video, because every week, we bring you the stories that the palace wishes would stay behind closed doors. Stay tuned, the next chapter in royal history might just be the most shocking yet.